We're here.
Boom, we made it.
We made it. So you voiced a prisoner in Guardians 1.
Check out the new meat.
That's true.
You were supposed to play Wonder Man.
Well,
in 2.
I was Simon Williams in 2. I appeared in movie posters in a scene that didn't actually wind up in the movie.
So do you feel like this is your MCU debut? Or where do we count it?
Yes. Let's call this the debut of my MCU actual appearance.
Actual appearance. How does that feel?
Really good. You're talking to a guy. We used to go down. We used to have a comic book rack. My brother and I shared a comic book rack. We'd spend a week in my room and then a week in his room. We'd go back and forth. Tons of comics on there. Every once in a while, we'd pull them all out, take a big pile of comics down to the Wee Book Inn on White Avenue in Edmonton, Alberta, and we'd trade them in for a smaller pile of secondhand comics. And my dad would buy us the rest of the pile of secondhand comics, and we'd come back, we'd put them all back in the thing, and then we lived in comics. To be a part of this, never mind to actually just be witness to the idea that this is all from the pages now coming to what looks like to us real life, seeing it come to life. Better than I could have dreamed it, but to be a participant? Oh my God.
David Dastmalchian uses this term. It's like you're in nerdvana because you've been like so many amazing characters that you probably grew up reading, and you're like, oh, I got to play this, I got to voice this, I got to do this.
Yeah, putting your finger in all sorts of little pies that you were tasting as a child. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So this suit, this character is wearing this suit. I hope it's a suit. It's not a skin,
suit.
Right?
It's a skin
suit.
Organically grown cybernetic armor, perhaps we could cybernetic armor. Yes,
Okay.
let's go with that.
How was that? What did that feel like?
When you first lay eyes on it, it's disturbing. It looks somewhat like if a lobster was made out of keloid scars and tried to be disguised as a bread basket in a fancy restaurant. That's what you're looking at as it's a pile on the floor or hanging on a hanger, and then you start to put this thing on. It's legs, it's boots, it's a top that you kind of crawl into. It's like a reverse molting for a crab. You kind of go into the back, lock it in, and then there's like a diaper that wraps around the butt cheeks and the piece and everything that's pulled and held. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you can't complain because your audience that you're complaining to is Karen Gillan and Zoe Saldana and Dave Bautista, who just spent 7 hours in prosthetic makeup and body paint, and they're going to spend several hours more getting it off before they come back and do it tomorrow all over again. So you can't complain. You really can't.
Sure. But James is like, I got a part for you. Here's your suit.
And I'm going to hang you from the ceiling and swing you around in circles. I checked off a lot of boxes on things I want to do on TV. Honestly.
You're like, I'm in.
Sign me up.
You've worked with James multiple times. How do you describe working with him? How is it unique to other directors you've worked with?
Well, everybody has their own personal style, of course. I've nurtured a lot of relationships over the years. James is a fellow I've held very near and dear to my heart. He's remained one of my close friends. There's reasons for that. I enjoy his company. I get along with him. I like his sense of humor. I like how concerned he is about people, about his projects, about his work. He cares about what he does. As a director, as a writer-director, he's super good at his job. He absolutely loves telling stories. I'm super picky when it comes to my entertainment and the stories that I watch, and he satisfies me. He scratches all the itches. I really love his stuff. So being able to participate, it's a wonderful experience because you're hanging out with your friend, you're doing all the things that professionally you want to do as far as storytelling, and then on top of it, you can't help it. It rubs off on you. You get credit for his incredible work because he puts your face on it. He goes, now go do this. Go do exactly what I tell you to do. And people say, you're amazing for doing what James told you to do. That's my experience with James.
Yeah, I mean, this trilogy is so emotionally satisfying and incredible.
Who knew a ragtag group of aliens with space opera stakes that have nothing to do with, we can't relate to them in any way. How does he take that and make us care so much? I cried 4 times at the premiere. 4 times!
Yeah.
I'm an emotional guy. One of those times I was faking it. But 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's like I'm crying over a tree voiced by Vin Diesel. Like, what is happening? But here we are.
His character is a raccoon. It's like laughing at a crying at a puppet doing a scene. You know, it's this is art. This is art, and they're making me care. If I can go to a movie and walk away having felt something, I feel that's my movie ticket money well spent.
And what he's really good at too is those needle drops. I'm curious what your favorite song across the Guardians trilogy has been.
There is, across the trilogy, there is an incredible scene that required some incredible music, and they threw in some Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys, to me, it's much like Def Leppard in that back in the 80s, 90s, when everybody was listening to them, I missed that boat. Mm-hmm. But now I hear that and it harkens me back to a time that I felt was simpler or better, whatever. Time has a way of filtering out the crap. So I'm a late coming fan, but it brings me back. It really transports me, and it has value to me in that transport. It really inspires you. You can feel inspiration welling. You can feel something welling up within you. Music has that ability.
It does.
And I think James uses that as a tool very concisely.
What is your getting ready song?
I'm a big fan of Road to Nowhere. There's a couple of Ed Sheeran songs I don't mind so much to get ready to. I will go with CCR, Down on the Corner.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, nice and plucky.
The emotionalness of this movie that I was talking about. James is your friend. We didn't know if Volume 3 was ever going to happen. So that moment where he goes, hey, we're doing this, we're finishing this trilogy as intended. What was that like for you? And him being like, and you're going to be a part of it.
It's bittersweet. Again, so I'm a fan. I am a fan. I didn't enjoy this comic book. I am really, some might say, overly attached to this film trilogy. Mm-hmm. I care about these characters. He's made me care. He's picked some really wonderful, talented people to convey these messages. But I'm a sucker. I'm right there. I am buying everything that they are selling. To be a part of it. If you watch people making a movie and you say, "Oh, I bet they're having fun," you're right. They're probably having actually 3 times more fun than you think.
Like at the after party, like if you guys didn't like each other, you wouldn't all be hanging out all night until they were like, you guys gotta go.
True enough. True enough. Those nights are amazing. It's like the night before the Oscars because we get to celebrate this incredible product that so many people have come together to make. Mm-hmm. It's like we've all been nominated, and when it goes out into the public, that's when we find out who the winner's going to be.
Yeah.
But this is like the night before the Oscars. Everyone's a winner. It's a lot to celebrate. It was a very intense evening.